All right, so it finally showed up. The package I've been waiting for, finally here. I ordered this 2 weeks ago. I've been waiting to order it for months, just waiting for a spot to put it and the right time to get it so it wouldn't be in my way and I wouldn't just have a bunch of boxes scattered waiting to be put together, sitting outside, and didn't want it to get rained on. So it's finally here. Hang out for a minute, I'll show you what I got. So I got it. I got my package. Been waiting for the right time to order it so it wouldn't just be sitting out in the way. I was waiting to find a good spot to put it. I didn't want to just put it together and have it over there and then have to move it over here and then move it over there. So I did a little plotting and planning before I ordered it and figured out a good place on my property that was close to everything but out of the way, and I could use it. I could get access to it and use it. And that's what this area is here. This is the area I leveled out for it. What I got is my Norwood sawmill. A ton of boxes. I've got to put it together. It's a Norwood LM29 sawmill. Fan sawmill. I did a little bit of shopping before I went with Norwood. Norwood's based in Canada. It's very comparable to a lot of the other sawmills out there, but a little bit less expensive. And the other sawmills that are out there were back ordered. I don't know if they are more popular or they don't make as many of them, but the other sawmills I was looking at a month and a half out from the time I ordered it till the time I got it. So I was very pleased that this company had this one basically in stock. It took a little while to get here, but it's here. And I've got my huge instruction manual. This is more or less a book, pretty thick. Every nut and bolt and where it goes. So that'll be my my project for the next. It might take a few days to put this together, honestly. I don't know if I have enough time to just dedicate to this right now. We've got other things in the works. We've got to put a driveway in, we've got to put a septic system in, and we've got to get the well piped over to the RVs. So this might be an evening project for a couple times. So hang out for a little while, we'll see how much of this we get put together. So we got two dogs supervising us.
Seems like it.
Supervisors.
Doggies having fun.
Snoopy, and maybe they're supervisors.
Supervisors. Actually, you can probably open up one of these boxes and set some of this stuff on so it's not sitting in the dirt so much. It's not like dirt in between the racks.
Yeah, well, that box is empty though. So.
They're gonna get plenty dirty. I guarantee that. You got more nuts and bolts, kiddo?
Yeah.
Extension box is the white one, I think. What's the extension? Something with the bolt in there. I mean, actually, had enough cardboard to go underneath the whole thing. Well, we got the bed rails setup tonight. Took our time, made sure everything was as level and as flush as it could possibly be. The track itself, the frame, is the most important part in making sure that everything's straight. Because if the frame isn't straight and you're milling something on top of it, whatever you're milling isn't going to be straight. And as you flip your log, you'll see that it gets thin in spots and thicker in spots. So I knew that because I watched other people level out their machines. Doesn't really matter what machine it is. And they'd stressed it time and time again that they didn't take their time in the start and they had to take the thing back apart and really true up their frame of it. So I spent a lot of time, had my wife, my kids, everything helping me put nuts and bolts in, helping me level it out, string level, big piece of metal channel that we set most of it on, string level on top of that. Really got it trued up as close as we can possibly get it at this point. So that's it for tonight. We'll be back at it tomorrow. I got more stuff to do over there tomorrow. We'll try and get some more of this done tomorrow. Take it easy, guys. We'll see you in the morning. Alright, a good night's sleep later. Get up, a couple cups of coffee, some breakfast. Get out here to start reading more in the instruction manual. These sawmills are meant to be portable. Almost every sawmill, band sawmill like this, comes with an optional set of wheels and longer feet to keep it farther off the ground, to level it when it's on the wheels, basically. We didn't get that. I don't have a reason to make this portable. I feel it being portable, if we were to ever take off for a week, somebody could come by and hook up to it, take off with it down the road. So I just opted not to spend that money on that option and have it sit on the ground. One problem with this one is the feet are not tall enough. You see those feet down there? They're only that tall underneath this machine, and you need clearance. They say you need 12 inches of clearance for these leveling dogs to drop down, so when you're sawing something this thin, those aren't in the way. Now you could just take them out and set them off to the side. I don't like to do that. I like to keep all the pieces in their attached spots. If I take something and set it off to the side, wintertime comes, it's laying in the dirt, snow covers it, maybe it gets buried and I never find it again. I don't know what happened to it. So the wife and I got together and we made up basically a platform that this can sit on. Dog running around. It's going to bring it up pretty close to 12 inches, which is what they say it should be. But I got to run into town and get some stuff to do that. So this sawmill might take a little while longer to put together than we thought. I only have a little bit of time I can work on it today, and I think it's going to get soaked up with driving into town to get the lumber to do it. So if you're looking for a sawmill, double check what it takes and what it comes with and how much clearance needs underneath. If you have to buy the wheels to get the taller legs, something you might want to look into. You don't have to put the wheels on it, but those taller legs for this would save me a trip into town and trying to make something that this could sit on to make it the proper height. So we'll be back with some wood, make up a foundation for this and set it on it. Alright, another day getting some more done in this sawmill. I might make a set of videos out of this sawmill build. This sawmill is meant to build somewhere on a garage floor, concrete level surface. Building it out here has brought up a few problems in the way that the instruction manual tells you to build it. The instruction manual tells you to build these rails, put these cross members on, bolt them down, then use the feet to level it out. If you're on a garage floor, a level concrete slab, that's going to work great. But out here trying to build it on the dirt and then putting it on my 4x4 foundation. Now the 4x4s are level. I already leveled the 4x4s before I put this on top of them. But I built this ladder before I put it on top of the 4x4s, and I tightened all the bolts up like I said. And what that does is it leaves a lot of slop. So these are at different angles all the way down. You're supposed to put a level, as far as the instructions say, put a level on here and level these all the way down, and then you're good. But with these sitting at all different angles, because it was sitting on uneven dirt when I tightened the bolts, that wasn't going to work, because I was putting the ladder, the outside runners of this ladder, I was putting them in a bind. Between each one was doing this. So I loosened up all these bolts, and I figured I'd show you the amount of slop that's in them, which is minimal. I mean, you have to have a little bit of slop in each hole or you're never going to get the bolts through. But just that minimal amount of slop, we got a little bit of slop in here, and then a little bit of slop from this bracket to here. It lets each one sit different. And then trying to level these by using the feet makes these not level. So what I'm going to do is I loosened all these up, and I'm going to level the rails, and then I'm going to find a way to hold all these cross members either all the way up or all the way down, and tighten those bolts, and then level these. And hopefully that gets this whole thing dead level. Alright, so you see this bolt right here and this bracket. Maybe 1.5 millimeters of slop there. And that's so they can powder coat it and you can still get the bolt through the hole. But then this bracket has a couple millimeters of slop. And that's because you have this piece of metal and 2 pieces of metal for the ladder coming together all at once. So you've got to have that hole just a little bit bigger than the bolt to get it through. It's an unfortunate side effect to building this style sawmill or anything like this. It has a lot of pieces that bolt together. You can't have holes that are perfect diameter. You won't get the bolts through. You'll fight it the whole way. So what you have to do is take that into account and leave all these nice and loose, and then level this. So I'm going to go through and level these 2 runners and then level these and make it all work together. Alright, so I went through and I leveled out the track with the feet, so that's level with the boards, and I leveled the centerpieces to the track. So you've got the bubble in the middle, bubble in the middle. So these pieces are now level with the track. The only thing I should have to worry about is these 4x4s, this foundation, this frame that this ladder is sitting on. Those 4x4s might warp over time. I realize that. But the only thing I should have to adjust is the feet to level it back out. And that was the hard part about building this outside of a garage, outside of a concrete slab that's flat, is that you have to really go through and double check all your work. This is the most important piece to take your time on. You're going to build the blade that sits on top of this, and that's going to sit, you're going to basically, from what I understand in the book, you're going to build that on top of the track. So if the track's out askew, you're going to build that whole mechanism out askew, and then it's going to go down the track out askew, and it's not going to cut anything straight. Take your time on this ladder. Most important for the first steps. Make sure it's level. Make sure it's got something solid to sit on. We'll get back on this maybe tomorrow, next day or so. Hopefully tomorrow. Get the actual bandsaw put together. So if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button to help this channel get out there. And if there's something more you want to see on this sawmill or something else we're doing around the homestead, leave a comment. Let us know what you'd like to see. Until next time, guys, go make something.